Hey guys, what's up? Pixel Art Builder 583 here again, and welcome back for another edition of the PAB Magazine. This time, we are in for some updates that have long been overdue. There was a lot of shit that went by real fast, not to mention slowed down production from behind the scenes and all. And of course, some stuff with it over the last few months has been a mixed bag. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get this show right on the road. Sam, you got the mantle for the first topic in the bag.
It shall be my pleasure, Pixel Art. Again. So now we are going to be talking about the obligatory Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft, as per usual. So, we've been making some adjustments on how we should approach the releases of the Season 8 episodes by the time they get started on production. There were 3 options. One of them was to release the episodes in a scheduled manner, another was to release them in groups, and a third was to release when they are done. Some collaborators of ours went for the first option, and I agree with that option for reasons being that we want consistency and not an abnormally large gap in between episodes. Especially for how Season 7 got plagued with some of that inconsistency, even towards the finale. So, the long and short of it is that we will go for a more scheduled approach, lest we finish the episodes in the pace that was there initially. And now that the series itself is officially 10 years old, we intend to learn from the experiences we had in the past few seasons, as well as use the suggestions that some collaborators left for us to improve the writing of the episodes, as well as their pacing. No, I'm not just speaking out of my ass for that one, we are getting serious on that one. But at the same time, I am not going to promise that anything will be worked on, since we've had things not go to plan several times before. Going away from that tangent for a while, we are going to be talking about Sector as well, though there is one significant update that I need to bring up. For the secondary worlds Sam Raffle Range and Luneo Land, we are finally allowing multiplayer to take place in some episodes. We already have a team of people who are pitching in for either world, though we are technically working on the 25th episode, as we speak. Expect this one to be a surprise, though at the same time, watch out for some usage of creative mode. While I have nothing against that, we usually go in the way of survival when recording. We also sprinkle in some instances of creative, though we are subtle about it and not direct. And the rest? That's self-explanatory. Some things also take time through trial and error to fully improve on, though I will not promise that the episode comes out right off the bat. With the Minecraft talk out of the way, we're gonna transition on to Microsoft Sam Reads Funny Signs and Errors. As you can see, it's finally rebooted, just as we planned for it. It does, however, have its flukes so far, but we are working to make sure it gets better by the time more episodes are released. What makes this even better is that we have a few more resources than ever to ensure that errors and signs are made and requested at the time one episode gets released or so. The algorithm smasher was one significant one, sure, but that was only one resource, at least in my point of view. With a few more of those said resources, we can accelerate video production of each episode however we please and not have to worry about one resource going down. That is, unless all of them go down, then that would be a different story. But overall, we're adapting to this pool of resources. The next thing I'll do with this topic is that I'll be addressing the requests that will go on for each episode individually. There were quite a handful of the requests people sent in, and some of them date back to 2022, which is last year. We'll be using them for episode 2, and some of the requests sent after that time period will be used for episodes 3 and 4, and the cycle of requests will continue as normal. Be warned however that you may not see some errors or signs you requested for a specific episode, depending on which episode you sent yours for. If you don't see your error or sign request, if you join Pixel Art's Funny Signs and Errors Discord server, be advised that it is nothing personal in any way, shape or form. So don't panic if you don't see yours in a particular episode. But anyways, I'll summon Alex so that both he and I do the next topic together.
What did you need me for again, Sam?
We'll be doing this next topic for this, remember?
Now I remember. So, we'll go into a few parts for the first one.
You betcha we will. So, now anyways, Alex and I are on to the next topic, which is going to be both Microsoft Sam and Friends Play Left 4 Dead 2 and Mac Alex and Friends Play Left 4 Dead 2. The first we'll talk about regarding both is the crossover. As you can see in one of Pixel Art's community posts, Pixel Art decided that due to a few reasons he stated out, he decided to postpone it.
While that is true, I have two of the reasons in that post that we need to clarify a bit more. 1 and 3, we completely understand Pix's intentions there, but as for 2 and 4, there are some spots we missed. Reason number 2 is because of the pace my team's own L4D2 series is going. We only have 2 campaigns to go, which would be then and only then do we proceed full steam with the crossover without the prerequisites that Pixel Art was speaking of. And reason number 4 is that while Vegas Pro 20 doesn't cooperate as much as it used to, there is one critical factor that ties into it. And that is with the File Explorer in his current PC, or so he's informed of. He tried to get rid of the problem, but he claimed that no matter what, he would experience the same problem within time again. To be honest though, I have no idea how that works either. But anyways, you should know the full extent as to why Pix intended to postpone the crossover.
Yep. If I can give the TLDR version, Alex and his team series not reaching the point it needs to be yet, as well as Pixel Art's File Explorer dilemma, are the prime reasons why this is delayed. So is reason number 3, even though sometimes Pix gets burned out just as much in the new stuff he intends to put out. But anyway, now that you know everything about why the crossover is postponed, we will say that we will come up with a time to pick it back up with all the power we'll muster in. When the project is completely done, we will put it up for premiere. It'll be split into parts, so that way it will make for even enough watching time and it doesn't feel like a movie or anything. Keep an eye out for any future updates about it as we go on. Anyways, now that we're finished talking about the crossover, we can talk about our individual series for L4D2. As for me and my team, we're planning to go to the first add-on segment of the series sometime soon, though we don't know when we'll get to that. But once we do the add-on segment, there may be 2 campaigns recorded at a time, with the last one of this segment being 1 campaign recorded. The plans there are not guaranteed to happen exactly how I said they could, but we'll be looking into it when the time comes for that. The main point for this one is that it will be the next segment on the series outline for what we do have in store. We'll try, but still, you know what we all mean.
Yes indeed, Sam. As for me and my team, you do know that we paused somewhere after Hard Rain, right? That means we have 2 more campaigns throughout this series planned. We're close, but that will just as easily mean that after both those campaigns are done, that will be the end of the series. We were originally going to go for more than that, but Pixel Art ultimately decided against that because he feels that me and my team's chemistry is worse than Sam and his team's, and the virtual machine that he uses can only do so much within the capabilities. It does, however, make the process of generating voice lines to the series more difficult. And for a third reason, he doesn't want this to be a direct knockoff to Microsoft Sam and Friends Play Left 4 Dead 2. As such, those campaigns will be the last time we interact as a team for the time being before the crossover and some other things take place. But the good news is that there are some collaborators who have been getting the situations they had of their own sorted out, and that may happen towards the end of this month. Then at this point, collaboration should be booming. Now anyways, we're done talking about our own series. I'll let Sam tackle another piece while I go back to what I was doing before. See ya, Sam.
Catch you later, Alex. Now anyways, here we are for another topic I'm going to cover at the moment, which is that I'm going to be covering the status of Microsoft Sam Plays Killing Floor 2. Recently, back in April, there were only 3 episodes of Season 6, and that was it for the time being. No other episodes have come out ever since then. I will say to that I'm not planning to leave that unchecked. Oh, while we may be short on collaborators wanting to play for the time being, we've had some others come by, so that way we could discuss plans for the thing. But the explicit point here is that we are running a bit behind on episode production, as per the release of the Deep Bluesy update, and I don't intend on leaving the series out in limbo like that. I'm not going to promise that the season will accelerate on production either, since people do have some lives of their own they need to attend to, including pixel art which has owned. So therefore, we'll discuss whether or not we can bring Season 6 back from hiatus at some point, though it's not guaranteed a miracle will happen from there. Now anyways, we'll go on to Mike for his piece of the puzzle.
Thanks for that, Sam. Ahem. Now then, Microsoft Mike Plays Terraria. As you can see, we have made the intro and the first episode of it a while back in June. And as you can say, it's officially a thing now. But the pacing behind this series is that we intend on keeping a steady pace between episodes, quality over quantity in terms of the episodes, and such and such. While I advocate for stuff being released in a scheduled manner, whenever an entire season is done, there may be some issues that happen along the way of production. Because honestly, though, we need to improve our pacing and writing, just like so for Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft. We intend to take our time for it with a team of people by our side, though we hope to avoid the issues that were plaguing us in the past. But speaking of teams, we have our own team of people who will be collaborating with us in doing a few multiplayer episodes eventually, though expect some of this series to have single player, since I'm inexperienced with the game itself. Though I do aim to improve, as I grow more interested in the game itself, thanks to fans and friends' input. I hate sounding like a broken record to myself, but I'm trying to speak facts as to this series updates. Now then, I'm gonna go on to Mary for her piece to cover.
Thank you, Mike. Now then, for Microsoft Mary Plays Shantae and the 7 Sirens. As you can see, we are coming off slowly but steadily in the mix between slow and fast in this one. We have more episodes planned for production, but expect that to be on hold for a little bit more of a while, because 1, we have more series to work on, and 2, we don't want to get burned out after one thing or another. We intend to put a balance on one series along with the others, but doing so is a hard habit we all need to get used to doing. And I mean big time. Plus, by the time we produce more episodes and we reach the end of the game, there will be some ideas we are going to cook up, and there will be a few existing things we are going to ditch for a few reasons. I wish I could say specifics, but I'm not going to spoil anything for those who haven't played this particular game yet. I don't know some ideas off the top of my mind, but we intend to come up with more as time goes on, though I will try to keep the series in a balanced pace. Now then, it's on to Scotty for his own piece of content to cover.
Thanks for your own thing, Mary. Okay, radar over to Scotty's Retrocraft. My god, it's been about a year ever since episodes 3 and 4 came out, which is a hell of a long time. Pacing for that has been abnormally slow ever since we were doing other series as well as real life stuff. Motivation for some older versions has been ancient by far, but fortunately there were some ancient versions that we could consider adding to the table, as well as adding a few unique ideas into the mix, so that way it doesn't feel like a complete knockoff to Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft. Then again, this series was originally intended to come out in the middle of last decade, so we have some plans for this series still, while motivation may appear to be dry at the moment. If anything, though, we have episodes for it that are long overdue for recording. But to be fair, we won't do anything right away, since this is only to assure everyone that we're aware that this series has been on hiatus for about a year. Plus, we also decided to drop the episode capacity in Season 1 to about 10, since I personally prefer quality above all things. Now then, we'll go back to pixel art for the remainder of the episode.
Why, thanks, Scotty. Now, I'm going to transition us on to Pixel Art's Minecraft adventures. Why am I updating us about it of all things, might you ask? Well, there's one episode that's been recorded for months, but the trade-off for that is that we've been holding it in the back burner for one critical reason, which is that there were some interruptions from behind the scenes during the recording itself. And I've been trying to cut those moments from the recording so that way no one gets embarrassed. Likely, unless we communicate more effectively as to what needs to be done about this, I don't think it's gonna premiere for quite some time. Either that or unless I go to skim through the video again, which I've done by the way. I could be wrong and have some interruptions slip through, which is why I don't want anything left unchecked before the video is here. The last thing I want from it is anyone getting embarrassed, since interruptions can be a real culprit at instigating in that embarrassment. But now, anyway, let's get to the moment of truth for this one. The recap. So, before we go straight to the point for that one, I would like to say that while I'm looking to balance everything instead of capitalizing on one thing or another, I'm not going to promise anything will happen out of it. So expect a lot of stuff to change, with more time needed in our hands. Now then, for the stuff that shall be recapped. 1. Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft Season 8 is intended to be released in a scheduled manner, while Sector now officially has multiplayer for both Sam Raffle Range and Lomeo Land. 2. Funny Signs and Errors Mark II has an expanded resource pool, plus the requests of errors and signs locked in for the next few episodes. 3. Both Microsoft Sam and Friends Play Left 4 Dead 2 and Mac Alex and Friends Play Left 4 Dead 2 will have the crossover being picked up again for quite some time, as well as Sam and Friends series having the add-on segment, with Alex & Co.'s series going straight for the finish line. 4. Microsoft Sam Plays Killing Floor 2 Season 6 may or may not come back from hiatus anytime soon, depending on collaborator activity. 5. Microsoft Mike Plays Terraria is intended to have a steady pace. 6. Same goes for Microsoft Mary Plays Shantae and the 7 Sirens and Raid Overseer Sky's Retrocraft. And 7. Pixel Art's Minecraft Adventures has one missing episode, and we're trying to iron out its flukes. And that's it for this one, folks. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more in the future. This is Pixel Art Builder 583 signing off. Peace out.